Hey guys, I'm procrastinating again, so I thought I'd make another language video. First though, a lot of you ask me to put subtitles on my video. However, you will find everything, literally everything and more that I say in the description box, so please check that while you're watching the video or after watching the video. Yeah, so this video will be about cases. I thought I already made a video about it, but I'm not sure. I probably didn't, I just imagined that. So that's what this video will be on. Let's start right away. So what cases are there? German has accusative, nominative, genitive and dative. And Swiss German only has accusative, nominative and dative, and we do not have a genitive. Instead we use a different construction, which I'll talk about today. Instead, what English gained is prepositional constructions. Because what happens when you lose the word endings that kind of told you what case it is, you know, who's doing what and what function the word had? Well, you lose the meaning if you don't invent another way in which you can retain that meaning. So for example, in Serbian, we have this case, we have 7 cases. When you have the instrumental, which is basically the case that tells you have an instrument that you do something with. So for example, I killed my husband with a knife. I didn't. In English, you use a prepositional construction with a knife. With. So that you have the preposition, that's how you do it. In Serbian, you say ubila sam muža nožem. Nož M. That's the ending. M tells me, okay, this is instrumental. Nož means knife, and then nožem is just the inflection for the instrumental. In English, you also have very strict word order. Why? If you say the dog ate the cat, that means the dog, well, obviously ate the cat. But if you now turn that around, the cat ate the dog, it changes its meaning completely. So then it means that the cat ate the dog. You can't do that because you don't have those endings which tell you who's eating whom. Whereas in German, you could say, the dog ate the man. Der Hund aß den Mann, Both of those are masculine grammatical genders. So in the nominative, it's der Mann. So der Mann, der with an R, Hund, der Hund. In an accusative case, so when you eat somebody, that's somebody, the object, that's in an accusative case. Then you use den with an N at the end. So der Mann, the man, ate the dog, den Hund. And that's why you can just, switch it around. You can say den Hund aß der Mann, and you know that the man is eating the dog, even though the dog stands at the beginning of a sentence. So let's start with Swiss German. You will find links below in the description box, and those links will lead you to tables which I made, which are hopefully clear to you. So the first one is a High German one. That's for those of you who actually speak High German or who are also learning High German, so you can kind of relate to the Swiss German one. For those of you who don't speak German, I'm sorry, we'll just have to start from scratch. And then you can also open the second one, which is the Swiss German one, which is this one. I don't know if you can see that. We already talked about, or I talked in a video about definite articles and indefinite articles, and those are really important. In Swiss German we call them bstimmti Artikel. I actually wrote bstimmte and unbstimmte, which is wrong. I'm so sorry. It's bstimmte, so without the first E. Bstimmte and unbstimmte Artikel. If it's plural, it's bstimmti and unbstimmti Artikel. As you can see, we have the cases on the left, where we have nominative, accusative, dative and genitive. Now what do those mean? You probably all know this, but I'm still gonna start from scratch. So nominative, that's the doer, the actor in a sentence. So for example, who's doing what? The dog is eating. The dog is in a nominative case. The man is watching TV. The man is nominative case. The rug is dirty. What's dirty? The rug. So the rug is in a nominative case. Then accusative case is the object of the sentence. And this is where it gets tricky because dative is also the object of the sentence, but I'll get to that. So accusative, the man sees the woman. The woman is accusative case. The man, nominative, sees whom? He sees the woman. Dative is also the object of the sentence. I gave this to Sarah Sarah is the object of the sentence. I am the subject. That's the word, the subject. I am the subject of the sentence because I am giving the present. So I am giving a present to Sarah. And this is the difference. Whenever you can say to, I gave the bone to the dog, then that's the dog would be dative. You can't say to with accusative. You can't say I saw to Sarah. No. I sent Mark to Sarah. I sent Mark whom. You can't say to Mark. I sent to Mark to Sarah. So Mark, an object of the sentence, would be accusative. To Sarah, to whom? Dative. Yay! Genitive is the possessive case. That means this is Sarah's jacket. Sarah's would be genitive. Or, as I said before, with prepositional constructions, with the prepositional construction of. These are the toys of my dog. Whose toys? The toys of my dog. So whenever you're going to ask whose, the dog's or of my dog, then that's genitive. So now we can finally look at the table properly. You see all the cases there. So the first one is the nominative case. And then you see there's masculine, feminine, and neuter, and then plural. Why did I write masculine, feminine, and neuter? As you know, in German and Swiss German, we have grammatical genders that you don't have in English. So if it's the man, the woman, the child, it's always the or the. In Swiss German, as you probably hopefully know by now, we have 3 different ones depending on the gender. And depending on the case, those change. Let's take the noun ma, which means man. So masculine gender, and thus the article is de. In a nominative case, it's de. In the accusative case, it's the same. It's de, as you can see on the table. Then if you go down, you see dative is or them. Now just quickly, you see I've underlined some like them, dere, them, das, dene, and so on. The underlined ones are emphasized ones. So if you want to say, I don't want to give this to that man, I want to give it to this man, ich gebe das dem Mann. But if you just give it to some man, or just give it to that man, or give it to the man, you would say, gib das Mann. And as you can see, genitive, we do not have a genitive in Swiss German. We construct it differently, and I'll talk about that later on. So the same goes for feminine. If you want to say accusative, as you can say, same as with the masculine form, it stays the same. And if you go to the neuter form, and let's take Kind for that, which means child, which has a neuter grammatical gender, it's the same as well for both nominative and accusative. And you would say Kind gaat ins Bett. The child goes to bed. Das Kind geht ins Bett. Das Kind geht ins Bett. So that's stressed. And then plural, this is for all the 3 genders. So it doesn't matter what gender it is. In plural, it always turns female, the gender. For whatever reason, it just does. So nominative would be de or die. Accusative would be de or die. And dative would be de or dene. So I'll just go quickly through them, just so you know how to pronounce them. Let's start with masculine. De, dem. Feminine, t, so Frau, or die Frau. Dative, de Frau, dere Frau, dere. Finally, neuter, Kind, das Kind, Kind, dem Kind. Plural, t, die or de, dene. And then for the indefinite article, instead of de, die, das, you use an, s. While I was editing my video, I realized that my camera had died sooner than I thought it had died. So that means that a big part is, well, not such a big part, but a part is missing, so I'm just doing this right now quickly. I'm just gonna go through the whole list so that you know what the pronunciation is like. So for the nominative case for masculine, it's n, feminine, e, and neuter, s. So you would have en ma, e Frau, es Kind. For the accusative, it's the same. For the dative, as you can see from that little table, there's multiple options. All of them are valid. All of them mean the same. So for example, you can say, ich gebe das einem Mann, which means I give this to a man. Ich gebe das einem Mann. Ich gebe das einem Mann. Ich gebe das einem Mann. So they all work fine. You can use all of them. Same goes for feminine. You can say ich gebe das an eine Frau, ich gebe das einer Frau, ich gebe das einer Frau. And again, neuter is the same as masculine. I've also added a negative form. An example will make this more clear. For instance, if you say Sag das känerä Frau. Don't say it to any woman. Känerä Frau. With the nominative case, if you want to say no man has done this before. Kein man. Keine Frau. Kein Kind. Same goes for accusative. Then dative. As I said, don't say this to anyone. Sag das kein Mann. Sag das keine Frau. Sag das kein Kind. And here again there are multiple options. For a guy, for example, you can say Sag das kein Mann or Sag das kein Mann. Keim. They almost sound the same and they're both valid, so you can say whatever's easier for you. For the woman it's känerä, keinere. So all of those work. And again, neuter is the same as masculine. That's all. Now I'm gonna go and talk about genitive. My camera died again because I rambled on for so long. The genitive case. This is the first way that you can do the genitive, and you have this nice little table, and the second one is described here. So let's talk about the second one first because it's easier. You can just have the substantive that belongs to somebody or something. So you have the dog that belongs to the man. You take the dog in a nominative, just normal nominative case, so the Hund, or you have that cat, trotz, or you have the car, das Auto, the Hund, trotz das Auto, and then you use the preposition for, which means from, which is almost the same as of, you know, in English, where you say the dog of, well, you wouldn't say it with people where you put the s, genitive s, but you would say it with things. So the bone of the dog. So you do the same in Swiss German, where you say the Hund vom Mann. And now you see it doesn't say for, it says vom. Why? Because you take the definite or indefinite article, depending on what you want to say, of a man or of the man. If you want to say of the man, you take the dative case again, as it says, substantive dative. So you take the dative case, which is ma, and you fuse it with fo. Fo, ma, and you can't say foam, and so you say vom. We just drop that a, it's too much, so it's vom. Vom ma. There's nothing to drop with Frau, so you would say for der Frau. But with Kind, if you look, it's again Kind, which is the dative, you would say vom Kind. Same with indefinite articles. We've learned that dative indefinite articles for masculine is ame, amne, or mne. You just drop it first and you say fomne or fome or fomne. Same for neuter, obviously. And with feminine, you also just drop, if you use andere, you drop it first and you say fonnere. And that's how you construct it. So you have the dog, the cat, the car, of or from a man, a child, a woman. Der Hund vom ne Mann, trotz vom ne Kind, das Auto von der Frau. And here the grammatical gender of the thing belonging to somebody or something doesn't matter. But in the other form, in the other way to construct the genitive, it does. If you look at the table, that's the green one, sorry, it should look like this. Right? This table here. If you look at that, you see that to the left it says masculine, feminine and neuter, and on the top it also says masculine, feminine, neuter. Now the top one, it describes the person that something belongs to. So that's masculine, feminine, neuter. And to the left side, it's the grammatical gender of the thing or the person that belongs to somebody. So here it would be Hund, Katz, Auto again, which means dog, cat, car, and their grammatical genders. Now dog has a grammatical gender that is masculine. Cat has a feminine one, and Auto has a neuter one. This is important because depending on what grammatical gender that the thing that belongs to somebody or something has, you have to change the possessive pronoun. As you can see, if you look at the first one for masculine, where masculine is on top, and you just look at that little row, is that a row or column? It says Ma sin Hund. Now, Ma is the dative version of how you would decline man. So that's the dative case. You take that one. And then sin means his. Sin is the possessive pronoun third person singular for masculine. For feminine, it's sini. For neuter, it's sis. I hope that you can understand more by looking at this table than by my rambling. Now, if you have a feminine person, you want to say something belongs to a feminine person or a feminine thing, you would say the Frau. So you take the woman with the in a dative case, so the Frau, right? And then ihren Hund. Now, ihren or ihre, because ihre is the possessive pronoun you use for females, like if you have females that possess something, but then also when the thing that you possess is masculine or has a masculine gender. Now, if you're female and the thing that you possess is also or has a female gender, you would say ihre. So, the Frau ihre Katz. The woman's cat. The Frau ihre Katz. The neuter one, the Frau ihres Auto. And then the good thing is that the neuter one is formed the same way that the masculine one is formed. So, am Kind sin... Oh, I didn't write the word. Sin Hund. Am Kind sin Hund. Am Kind sin Katz. Am Kind sis Autoli. Because a child doesn't have a car. It has a little car, you know, like a toy ones. That says Autoli. So, am Kind sis Autoli. And then if you look below that, I've written some things. If you want to form a plural, you always use the feminine singular form, which is the white one, the white in the middle. You see, sini, iri, and sini. It doesn't matter what grammatical gender the thing has that you possess. If it's plural, it's always feminine, as we've learned. You would say, am Ma sini Hund Katzene Autos. The Frau ihre Hund Katzene Autos. Am Kind sini Hund Katzene Autoli. It doesn't matter that in the singular you say am Ma sin Hund. In the plural, it's am Ma sini Hund. If you want to emphasize it, you know, it's this guy's dog or it's this woman's dog. You would use the emphasized version, which we have on this table, which is the underlined one. So you would say dem Ma sini Katz or der Frau ihren Hund ist weggelaufen, which means that woman's dog walked off or escaped or she lost her dog. Der Frau ihren Hund ist weggelaufen. The same goes with the indefinite article, so where you just use the indefinite article in front. So literally what you do is just take whichever dative construction you want to use. So if it's indefinite or definite or if it's emphasized, you take that, you take the possessive, I'm sorry about constantly pronouncing that one wrong. You take the possessive pronoun and then you take the substantive that you want to have belong to somebody. Now, you might be wondering, why do we have two forms and when do you use which form? I don't know. I've just tried to figure it out. I've just been thinking about it. But in all the instances all the examples that I can think of, you can use both. So, if I want to say, is this your jacket? No, that's Sarah's. Ist das deine Jacke? Nein, das ist der Sarah ihre Jacke. Nein, das ist die Jacke von der Sarah. You can say both. Das ist der Hund vom Reto. Das ist am Reto sein Hund. You can say both. I don't know. Just do whatever you find easier, but just so you know that both forms exist. And that's that. I think this video is a bit longer than most videos, so I apologize for that. I will try to edit this down as much as possible because I think I rented on for half an hour on the other video. No wonder the battery died. I have like a fly. Anyway, I hope you guys have been doing well. Yeah, bye!